What's going on, guys? Hey, how are ya? Tell you what, Saturday night, nothing like a little bit of racing in the Windy City, old Chicago tonight for Turn Down for What Racing. Good to see y'all one more time. Thank you very much for coming out. It's going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to be running normal draft, but as always, these guys do not run stages. So 100%, flat out all the time, no breaks, except for, maybe the occasional caution. We'll just have to see. There are a couple guys I'll be able to run along with tonight to kind of keep up with laps and fuel and things that may or may not happen out there on track. And who knows, maybe during the race we could even sneak in a little bit of an interview to see exactly what they're seeing, what they're feeling, what they think the competition is like and all that. Do you have the ability to pull them right out of whatever party they're in and try to get that word. But definitely appreciate you. It's gonna be one hell of a night. Got about almost 16 cars on track. I think it's 15 was the exact count. The guys are done with qualifying. They're ready to go. As you just see, Alpha, his info just popped up on screen. I'll also have the one and only NNR Chevy streaming as well to still assist me with that lap and everything else. So yeah, Windy City. Unfortunately, this is one of the tracks that's going away. So we only may get to race and broadcast these Chicago races until this game is done. I doubt heavily that it will be in the next one, or if it is in the next one, you can bet your britches that it will not be in the next one. Again, Turned Down for What, led by the one and only NNR Papa Bear. So he does a pretty good job. Again, Papa Bear, when he wanted to start up his own league, even though he still calls NNR home, he asked Coe, he said, "Hey, Coe, I like the way you run things over there. Do you mind if I take whatever I need out of the NNR rule book?" And Coe told him, "Papa Bear, you help yourself." So he literally copied and pasted everything on over, made it his own, and he's got a pretty good little thing going here. A lot of really good drivers. Y'all saw JR Big Dogs win the NNR Xfinity race last week from Dover. Well, I'm sorry, not Dover, Martinsville. Well, he's in this race tonight. More than a cape, he's in here. Dan the Lawn Man, who drives an NNR Cup, he's here. I mean, there's again, Alpha York. There's a lot of really good people in this league, and I think they're going to put on one hell of a show here tonight from the Windy City. So hopefully y'all will just hang out, kick back, have a little bit of Chicago deep dish with me. Maybe a little bit of a mixed beverage, right? Who knows? But Rock, good to see you, sir. Thanks for coming out, hanging out, keeping me company. I know with that setup you got, you're probably watching 10 things at once, and I'm glad you're here with me. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I know after this, there's the East Park race. I believe they're at Watkins Glen tonight. Fatless Dig and a couple others that are racing right now will be in that race as well. So you'll get a kind of a double dose if Fatless is one of the drivers that you prefer to follow or keep up with. Same thing as Alpha York and a few others. But man, it's gonna be a good time. I'm anxious to get this going, get it underway. Again, this stream, just like on Thursday night, is being broadcast right here on Twitch, also YouTube and Facebook. So, you kind of pick where you want to go, where you want to watch. Just please, by all means, keep it here. We'll get through all this together and see who comes out victorious. Chicagoland Speedway, Joliet, Illinois, mile-and-a-half track, one of the pretty good cookie cutters. Again, they're going to be running this on normal draft, so you're not going to see those very, very big runs from kind of far back. It's going to be a great race with the package that they run. So it looks like the 10 car Dan DeLon, man, he's going to go ahead and kick things off. He's got the pole with the 24 of JR Big Dogs, man, that has a phenomenal season so far. 43, the one and only King Mathers with NNR Chevy, one of my onboards for tonight to help me out. 51 of Fatless Dig. Again, you'll see him later on tonight in East Park. 48 of Alpha York. The 8 car of More Than a Cape of morethanAcape.org. I'll put that link up in chat a little bit later on. 32 of Anarchy Vendetta. Mike and Ike, Papa Bear's son, rocking the 11 tonight with the 9 of Hero Bobby to his outside. 47 of Shadow X, 1968 to the inside, and the 20 of Duct Tape. Haven't got a chance to see this guy race yet. This should be fun. I know that he's been interested in NNR for a while. 14 of the one and only NNR Pop Bear, your league owner, with the 18 of Look, You're Dead, 29.94. Then we're back up front, the 10 car of Dan the Lawman, 24 of JR Big, 2 is outside, about to set these guys free. See who might be able to catch a little bit of a wind in their sail and take that lead early. 10's on the gas, so is the 24. Pretty good rolling start between the two, but it looks like the bottom has a little bit more help than that top side, and behind them they are 3 wide going through turns 1 and 2. All the way down that backstretch, heading into 3 and 4. 10 car really hugging that bottom line. It's got the 43 right behind him. 24 of JR Big Dogs finally found a hole on that bottom side with the 48 of Alpha York now all the way through up to P4, and that 43, or it might be the 37 rather, sitting in P5. Again, just about a 15 car field tonight. I imagine with the different presets and everybody's different preference, we might see some people drop back while some people stay up front. If you can handle a loose car around this place, you can be bad fast. So, yeah, again, we'll have to keep up, guys. The sights and sounds of Joliet, Illinois. Not too shabby. If they stay racing like this, it is going to be a phenomenal night. Next time, either Chevy or Alpha York come on by, I'll go ahead and see exactly how long this race actually is. Never mind, there's a 130 laps to go. It's gonna be again, if they stay close like this, which this is very much a draft track. This should be a lot of fun, but we all know that normally after pit stops they get to be a little bit spread out and they kind of move on. Here comes that 43 King Mathers with a little bit of help from JR Big Dogs, now looking underneath the 10 of Dan the Lawn Man, another NNR Cup driver. He's on the outside, kind of side by side. 24 giving a 43 a big old shove all the way down the front stretch. Will they have the right arc that they need to get into turn 1? Just saw a little bit of contact there that pushed the 24 up, and this is going to allow the 43 to kind of skate away just a little bit. 24 with a little bit of the 48 rather, with a little bit of evasive maneuvering, but we're going to stay green. So now we know that JR Big Dogs, he's fast, right? We know that he can, he's got, 6 or 7 wins on the season, something like that. He is only sitting in P5. I don't see any real damage. As you can see, all 4 hood pins on this thing right where they need to be. No rear damage from maybe slapping a wall or anything like that. It looks like he's sitting pretty good. So with that contact, I'm guessing he was able to keep it out of the wall. Good job, and there's that 10 right behind him. So not only did the 24 lose some ground, but it looks like the 10 did as well. 51 of Fatless Dig running right about, I'd say, mid-pack, right behind the 32. As you see, let's see, what car is that? Is that the 20? I believe it's yep, it is the 20. Kind of scraped the wall a little bit where that safer barrier sticks out just a bit going into 1, but nonetheless able to recover, but did lose a little bit of momentum. You saw the 51 really reel him in. Look at this pack of 5. They look like a die right there. 51 with a huge run all the way down on the apron. 32 is going to try to follow, but again, this place is very, very line sensitive. You got to give yourself some room to get in. Looks like there was a little bit of contact. One got smacked up into the wall a little bit more, and he's going to easily lose 3 or 4 spots. Alpha York in this Ally 48 sitting right now in P number 2. He's got the 8 car right behind him, but it looks like King Mathers is trying to set sail. 8 car more than a cape right now. I'm sorry, more than a cape. Sitting here in P number 3. He's got this car in a pretty good spot. All over the back bumper, the 48, right ahead of the 24 of JR Big Dogs. And just like I mentioned earlier, although it's a little bit earlier than I thought, starting to see a little bit of separation. It's a nice throwback, not too shabby. 9 to Hero Bobby. All right, here's that 20 of duct tape. Talking a little bit about earlier, running this this Toyota. You definitely tell he's on a controller because he's kind of going from side to side a little bit. Having to tab a little bit on that controller to keep the car turning. But it looks like he's got some decent speed. He's holding off the 9 right now, but these guys have been pretty close. Here's the 14 again of NNR Pop Bear. I got to imagine that Pop Bear right now sitting in about P12 or 13. And this is the last guy, I believe, sitting here on the lead lap, the 18 Skittles Camry of Look Your Day. Dan the Lawn Man, our pole sitter for tonight, got a little bit of company a little bit further back. I don't know if Dan went with a higher preset and is now a little loose or what the case is, but he has absolutely dropped back. If I look at the car, there might be a little bit of damage to the right front of this Smithfield Ford. Yeah, you can see some scrapes on that, a little bit of buckling there, but not too bad. But again, being an aero track, any little bit of damage is going to affect the way that your car is handling when you're comparing yourself to cars that still look like they just rolled out of the hauler. So back up front here with the 43 from King Mathers. Definitely has himself a pretty good lead. Nobody anywhere near him. Just able to run his line, hit his marks, and he should be just fine. Long gap back to second place. There's your difference as he comes off 4, head towards the start stripe. They are just at the exit. So yeah, a little bit of a gap there. Yeah, a little bit of action here between the 9 of Hero Bobby and the 20 of Duct Tape. Bobby's definitely looking a little loose up on that high side, but still pretty good to be able to pull up right on the back bumper of the 20 as these guys are almost making a little bit of contact. 9 trying to hold on to it. Definitely looking a little loose or just can't quite keep that thing straight. I'm not 100% sure what's going on, or maybe he's a little upset with the 20. We'll have to see. 20 came down, tried a little bit of a block. 9's going to look down all the way on the apron. Let's see if he can get a good entry here into turns 1 and 2, or if the 20 is going to be able to get a better run sitting up on that high side. 9 down low, trying to hold it off the wall, get his bearings again. Pretty good right there, and he's able to get a little bit more of a gap between himself and the 20. his next target or next position that he wants is here from the 11 of Mike and Ike as they get closer and closer to that start stripe to go ahead and complete one more lap. Now 116 laps remaining here from Chicago. Looks like a Shadow X in this 47. He's going to be the first one on pit road. Now, as I ride along with both Alpha York and Chevy, I don't see any kind of fuel lights or anything like that. So I'm guessing that Shadow brought it on down because he did not like the way his car was feeling. And it's probably the best call. Come on down early, grab 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, do what you need to do with your adjustments, get back out on track with that fresh rubber, and you never know exactly how much time you can make up. There you see him guiding that car all the way down on the apron, about ready to merge on the backstretch, and you're going to see at least these 3 come on up and pass him, but he may be able to hold off this 20. We'll have to see. Four brand new tires are definitely going to be better than 4 older ones. As now there's a battle here between the 20 and the 11. 20 down low. 9 still trying to hold on, kind of using up a little bit of that grass. Not going to be too happy about that later on. Now you find the 14 of Papa Bear, the 20 of Duct Tape, and others really trying to hold on. 20 and the 9 are up high. Papa Bear down low, keeping an eye on that 11 of Mike and Ike again. Mike and Ike and Papa Bear, that's father and son. So I'm sure at some point they were able to share some numbers and say, hey, what you got for tonight, or what preset you're using. 20 of Duct Tape ran it in just a little bit hard, shoved the 14 up track just a little bit. Pop Bear's probably already told him, in there, kind of take it easy. Mr. Ben Romano, good to see you, sir. How are you? Looks like Dan the Lawn Man in this Ted Smithfield Food Mustang has been able to regain some of the position that he lost earlier. Either that or the 48 of Alpha York has actually dropped back a little bit. We'll have to see as time goes on. Or it could just be that the damage that this 10 has slightly on this hood is kind of equaling out with the tires that the 48's got. But it definitely looks like Alpha York is coming back to the 10. 10 down low, 48 up high. 48 trying to stay to the inside of that 11 car, nose to tail. Now the 10 just kind of stay right here in the draft, do whatever he's got to do to stay right there with him, especially with that little bit of damage on the right front. He wants to stay in contention, and this is the best way to hide the damage, right in somebody's draft. King Mathers still continues to lead. Now the 8 car of More Than a Cape sitting in P2. Last time we saw Cape, he was in P3, right behind the 48 of Alpha York. Obviously something happened to 48. He's fallen back just a little bit. Now Cape finds himself, good 20 car lengths behind this 43. Alpha York, King Mathers, rather, doing a pretty good job. Again, 51 of Fatless Dig right in front of his buddy, the 48 of Alpha York. Then the 10 car of Dan the Lawn Man. There we go. I'll get it right one of these days. All these guys sitting right behind that 8. So a pretty strong pack of 4, but nobody so far has had anything for that 43. Let's see here. All right. I want to make sure that I'm thinking about maybe pulling one of these drivers in for a moment, since we've got a pretty good long green flag look to it, and see what they're thinking, how many laps it might be before they've got to pit. what kind of adjustments they might be thinking about, what kind of, are they getting a little bit loose? Did they, you know, plan for that and run just maybe preset a little bit lower? In fact, as I check in with NNR Chevy, looks like he's got about 3 laps left in that tank, so we should be looking at some green flag pit stops here in just a moment. In fact, we'll go ahead and catch up. Here we are with the one and only King Mathers. As you can see, nobody anywhere near him. No draft for him, so I imagine that he's going to be coming on down pit road here within the next lap or two. In fact, I'd almost, if I was a betting man, I would probably imagine that he might signal this time by and get ready to come in. So let's take a look. Where is King Matt? Actually, no. Let's find that 24. There he is. JR Big Dogs. We'll go ahead and grab a hold of him for just a moment if we can. Nope, I don't have that permission. I don't have that permission here in turn down for what. So that's something I'll have to ask Pop Bear to correct for me. So we'll do something like that next week. Well, it's still looking on through, as I imagine. The 43 was able to signal that time, and here he is on pit road, right along with the 37, 24 of JR Big Dogs, and quite a few others. 43, the first one to come out, leaving the exit of pit road, getting up and getting through the gears, all the way down on that apron, trying to hold it down as far as possible, and come on up when there's clearly no traffic. 43 is going to easily be able to retain that lead. Here's the 8 car of More Than a Cape, as you can see right now, exiting his pit stop. Very, very slow, 45 miles per hour, but he's gonna be able to come on out, and I have no doubt we're about to see the. In fact, I think he's probably already passed. I was going to say see the 43 go flashing on by, but I think he's already long past gone. 32 of Anarchy Vendetta. 11 of Mike and Ike. Trying to find our leader one more time. There he is. Looks like whoever he has right in front of him is having a little bit of an issue with a pretty loose car. Yotes King, what's going on, sir? How are you, man? Good to see you. Thanks for coming out, buddy. Yotes, they just went through their first green flag round of pit stops. So 43 of King Mathers has kind of been the class of the field all along. The 10 car of Dan the Lawnman started on pole with the 24 of JR Big Dogs right to his outside. But under race pace, it has been all the 43 here in Chicago. More Than a Cape definitely having a pretty good race tonight. Not doing too bad. He was running in P2 before that round of pit stops, so we'll have to see if he's lost any ground, either getting onto or coming off of pit road. Obviously, if you're just a little bit more aggressive, you run the chance of maybe getting a black flag and then you just got to really hope that your car is set up for the long run. But through that first run of about 20-something laps, Cape had a pretty good Caterpillar 8 car. Looks like this Nahiro Bobby is definitely fighting some kind of a tight condition. With that little bit of, I shouldn't really say a little bit of damage, definitely got quite a bit of damage up on this hood. Man, it's absolutely gonna force this car tight. '47 is Shadow X, 1968, right in front of the 48 of Alpha York. Looks like Shadow might be a little loose. 48's going to hesitantly try to get on by on that high side. And looks like Shadow's going to go ahead and keep that on down. 48's going to go ahead and sail on by. This 47, he's got to keep it off line. Wicked loose right now, trying to really fight that thing. Duct tape back here in this Craftsman 20. Looks like he's got the 32 in front of him, 18 and right behind him, as well as a couple others. There's a 14 of Pop Bear, the 11, I believe that's, at least I think that's the 11 right there, of Mike and Ike, and 51 of Fatless Dig. Nope, that's the 18, not the 11. So Pop Bear up high of the 18. 51's going to be able to follow him. A little bit of help, a little bit of a push there. Not too shabby, coming off and all the way through 3 and 4. You see one car, I think that was the 47, bringing that back on down pit road, unable to hang on to that loose car. Look, you're dead. 29.94 running behind this 51 and 14. As you see, the 51 of Fatless Dig found a line underneath the 14 of Pop Bear. Pop Bear's going to go ahead and pull on up right behind him. Shadow his tracks all the way down this backstretch. 18 down low. One thing that 18's going to have to look at if he goes back and watches this stream, he's got to get a better arc into the corner. If you run the white line all the way down the backstretch, you're not going to get a good arc into the corner. It's just going to cost you time. And not only that, when you're coming up off the corner and going through, you're using up that right rear, plus you're sliding that right front. So it's going to make the tires hot, and it's also going to wear them a little bit more. So if I was the 18, I would definitely be trying to look at a little bit more arc getting into the corners. Bring it on down right here, come across the start stripe, let it wash back up towards the wall, get a good arc into the corner right there, right about the middle line all the way through the center of the corner and coming low off. This is where he should let it wash up again. Looks like he might be starting to get a little loose, like that front end might be trying to point towards that inside wall, which is never where anybody wants to be. Again, keeping it down low, getting into 3 and 4, having to check up a whole lot, not able to get back in the throttle, and the 51 and others are starting to pull away from a little bit. So just something that Yotes and obviously anybody else that's out there. Looks like we got some contact there on the backstretch, and so far it does not look like that's a caution. We'll have to see if Pop Bear calls an audible, allows him to race it back to the line, or if he's just going to go ahead and call the caution out. So following along here with the 18, see if he lets off the throttle after the line. Nope. So it looks like we're going to stay green. Whatever happened back there happened back there. It's not going to affect the rest of the field. And nope. Okay, so now we see the 43 car is off the gas. So this looks like it's going to be a manual caution that the one and only NNR Pop Bear has called. Allowed everybody to get gathered back up. By the amount of cars we saw sideways, the game probably should have called it. And normally it will, since they were out on the track, not down on the apron. So, yeah, see everybody get a chance to come on down pit road, adjust whatever they've got to adjust on, grab 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods. Again, these guys don't race with stages on. I believe they got just about 90 laps to go, probably be right around 88 when I'm guessing, I don't know why the leaders didn't come on down pit road right there. Unless these guys are a lap down, which I wouldn't imagine King Mathers is. Both King Mathers and 24 JP Big Dogs stayed out I'm guessing there might have been a little bit of confusion as to whether the pits were open, and that could cost these two being out there on old tires. Let's try this one more time. I wasn't able to get a hold of anybody before because it said I didn't have the permission here. Let's try. Nope, I don't have the option here. So I'll have to get Papa Bear to give me that access. All right, not a problem. Not a problem at all. Let's see. I'm guessing maybe Chevy he's taking a wave around or something. 'Cause he's has a much bigger pit. Okay, no. What they were doing is because the 20. I'm guessing because the 24 and the 43 missed their pit stop. These guys had to quickly work their way around to get their lap back because the 24 and 43 passed them on by. So that allows to get right back on the same lap, and they'll be able to get their position back for the most part. Again, Chevy is one of the guys that I'm kind of riding along with tonight, keeping an eye on fuel, keeping an eye on everything else. Once he comes out of pit road, I'll go ahead and grab us a lap count. Again, once we go back green, should be with about 80, 88, 89 laps remaining. A little bit of liquid beverage right there. I won't tell you what's in there, but that's okay. All right, see him lining back up. So they're kind of lining back up how they probably would have formed up after if everybody was, if there was no confusion as they were going on down pit road. All right, 43 King Mathers, 24 JR Big Dogs to his outside. There you see the 10 of Dan the Lawn Man, and then the 22 is outside coming to address the line. But it doesn't look like we're going to go back green this time. Everybody's going to go ahead and get their chance if they were a lap down the pit right now, and then line up to take the green next time by. 47 laps in the book of 34 laps. So they still got definitely a while to go. Again, just about 87 remaining, give or take. 43's been very, very strong all night long. Just waiting on the field to get double file, and we'll know for sure that they're getting ready to take it back green. I believe that these guys are going to Pocono next week. So you're definitely not going to want to miss that after this race. A few of these guys, or at least I know Fatless Dig and Alpha York, if I'm not mistaken, will be heading on over to the East Park race at Watkins Glen. So you're definitely not going to want to miss that. I think that's going to be on Tyler Dohar's Twitch channel. So you're going to want to look that up as we go back green. 43 looked like he got one hell of a start. 37 in the back may have actually jumped the restart. Saw him take it 3 wide. One guy going to go up track. Might be in the wall. I don't think so, though. He might have been able to keep it out, but definitely cost him all kinds of momentum. Now to the 43, he's got that 24 right on his tail. We know, I mentioned earlier, drag here is absolutely a thing. So can the 24 keep up with the 43 even after he just slapped that wall? That's going to allow the 10 to pull up to his outside. 10 of Dan the Lawn Man's going to challenge there. He should be able to keep in a throttle a little bit more than a 24 right around that middle of the line. 24 really digging down low. 10 does not have him clear, and they're going to race it all the way back down this backstretch, trying to catch up with him right now. And no, not yet. Where'd they go? Okay, so now it looks like, yeah, the 10 of Dan the Longman one was able to take that position, and there is that 37. So JR Big Dog's right where he was right after this race started. He had lost a couple spots. 43 took over. The 10 car was right where he is now. And then something happened with the 10, had a little bit of damage, got it fixed up now. Both of these cars look pretty stout. You see the 24 ducking underneath the 10. Which car will the 37 go with? Which car will the 37 give just a little bit of an advantage to? Here he is on the bottom line. JR Big Dog's all the way down on that apron. 10 car still fighting hard on that outside. 24 is going to clear him. Had the preferred line, had the clean air. 10 car now back to P3. 37 back to P4, and they're still going to try to swap it out. But nonetheless, it's still the 43 of King Mathers in the lead. Here he is, 43, definitely has a little bit of damage on the front end. I'm going to guess that is from the sequence. Although you see the 24's got a hell of a push right there from the 10. A little bit of a challenge for the lead. 43 up high, should be able to get back into gas. If I was King Mathers, I probably would have pinched that 24 down. Not made contact, but just not allowed him to get back into throttle as quick as he did. Just like that right there. Keep him pinched down. You stay in the gas. He's got to check up. 43 classic textbook maneuver. Able to regain the point. 24 back to P2. 10 car back to P3. 37 still back there in P4. And I believe the P5 driver right now is going to be the 48 of Alpha York. Yep, there you go. 48 in his Ally machine. The Ally Camaro coming across the start stripe right there. Right now, there is exactly 81 laps remaining in this duel in the Windy City. All about turn down for what racing. Yotes King out there saying he's rooting for his number to go. The 24. Yeah, I mean, right now he's definitely up there, keeping it racy and doing everything that he possibly can. I see the 10 now looking to the underside. 24 going to try to dive it on in. 43 brought it down, said nope, not this time. Behind them though, still a great battle for second. 10 down low, 24 up high, 37 in the back. Not close enough to make any kind of a difference. 43 just watching all this happen in his rear view. And as long as they stay in his rear view, they're trying to do whatever they can to get on by. They're wearing out their resources. 24 giving that 43 a big old shove all the way down the front stretch, down the apron. 43 down low, 24 right in his tire tracks, right along with the 10. All three of these guys drafted coming off of turn number 1. None of them seem to have any kind of a tight issue, like the air isn't affecting the cars. That means that they've all three got some pretty good handling race cars right now. 24 going to try one more time. 43 going to keep it pinched down. Not going to allow the 24 a whole lot of room. 43 again should be able to keep the gas going, just like before. Except the 43 kept him pinched down a lap or two ago, and that allowed him to pull ahead by just about a half a car length. 4 trying just a little bit of a side draft. 43 still in that middle line, going to try to get back on the throttle. 24 right there with him, right on his inside, right at the door, across the line. They are side by side. If that was the end of the race, that would have been too close to call. Way to drag it out. But now here comes the 10 of Dan the Longman looking underneath the 43. And now it looks like JR Big Dogs back in a very familiar spot that he's seen many times so far this year. Again, JR Big Dogs is a 6 or 7 time winner so far in this turn down for what season. Doing a pretty good job once more. Something must have happened with this 43, or the damage, if the 24 had some damage earlier, I don't recall. It was just affecting him. But now he's got that clean car. He's doing all right. Yotes, thanks, man, for coming out. Good luck. I'll catch up with you. I'll catch up with you a little bit later on this week as NNR heads to Kansas. Good luck, sir. Now 37 of NNR Chevy. Again, the guy that I'm kind of running along with, or one of the guys running along with, to help out with laps and all that. Doing a pretty good job. He's been able to keep it up, keep it going, and not too shabby. Able to run back down the 10 of Dan the Lawman. Doesn't really look like Dan has lost a whole lot of space, but 37 under this normal draft was able to pull himself up by just a little bit. Definitely want to thank those that are just joining. This is normally the home of NNR, the best league on Xbox. This is normally their home. Every other Saturday night, I broadcast right here for Turn Down for What, which is a league run by the one and only NNR Papa Bear. Got just about 15 cars on track here from the Windy City, Chicagoland Speedway. Right now, 24 of JR Big Dogs. He slapped that wall just a little bit. That's going to allow the 43 of King Mathers to get on by, and that's going to bring this top four closer yet. Yotes, you're absolutely welcome. After tonight's race, I still have the Shadow Racing League as they take on their second race tomorrow night right around 5 o'clock Eastern. You're not going to want to miss that. This league that just started last week when they ran the summer race from Daytona, they're going on club tomorrow. And I tell you, in a very, very short 9-race season, at the end, the winner gets a pair of tickets to the Daytona 500, courtesy of the one and only Unforgotten Shadow and his missus. So, man, that's going to be one hell of a prize. Definitely a whole lot of incentive to practice during the week and make sure that your car is right when it hits the track. Gary from Canada, what's happening, man? Good to see you. Thanks for coming out, man. 51 of Fatless Dig, now darkened underneath the 48 of Alpha York. A little bit further back, see the 32. And these two right here, they run the American Ethanol Series together. They do a pretty phenomenal job of that. So right now, Fatless Dig has the advantage on that 48. 48's a big old toe down the backstretch, going to try to duck down low. 51 comes on down, takes the line, running in each other's tire tracks. Now, coming off turn 4, advantage 51. 8-car More Than a Cape was doing very, very well a little bit earlier on, was sitting there in P2 until it came time for the green flag pit stops. Not quite sure what happened, if a black flag or if he was just a little too easy. Didn't exactly charge pit road to work his way down, grab 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, fill it up with that Sunoco E15 and get it back out on track. So Cape a little bit further back than he was just before the first round of green flag pit stops, but still the same. Pretty good start to the run. We'll have to see where he finishes. Rangers, good to see you as well. How are you, man? Here's the 11 of Mike and Ike. Nobody anywhere near him, and I'm going to guess he's a little bit further in the back, judging by all the damage on the front end of this FedEx 11. If he runs that in-car view, he's definitely got a little bit of an issue. I would imagine if he did normally run the in-car view, he'd probably have to switch that up. But Mike and I can't wait to get on down pit road, get some of, if not close to all that damage fixed. But we know once you have some kind of aero damage, it never fully repairs. 9-car Hero Bobby and this Jimmy Johnson throwback for Chase Elliott. Looking pretty good out there. He was fighting a pretty wicked loose setup earlier. Definitely looks like as he came off of that corner, not too bad though. 20 of Duct Tape was kind of in the same position as the 9 earlier, but able to get it straightened out. There is the 14 of the one and only leader of this group, NNR Papa Bear. Back up front, here is the battle for the lead. First through fourth. Right now you still got the 43 up front, 24 of JR Big Dogs, 37 and the 10 of Dan the Lawn Man. So these guys really fighting it out and seem to be so far the class of the field. 43, 24, 37. NNR Chevy looking ahead at now and see the 24 JR Big Dog. He's going to dive to the inside of the 43. 43 not able to pinch him down because the 24 got a late entry into the corner. 43 all the way down to make sure that he can't get a great run to come up off the apron. 43 right here should come on down, keep him pinched down. Not quite going to be able to happen. And 37 is going to lend a little bit of a hand to that 24. But I think with that run, the 37 could have done a phenomenal job to bring it on down. Yeah, it would have forced him 3 wide, but it would have made the guys on the outside check up. He could have taken a lead or possibly taken a lead coming off that corner. Again, these two right here still fighting nose to nose. 24, 43. 20 JR Big Dogs, 43 King Mathers. King Mathers up high, 24 down low. 10 of Dan the Lawnman with the 24. He's going to go up high, lend a little bit of a hand now to the 43. It can go back and forth. It happens just that quick. Get back up there one more time. Still 43, able to hold off the 24th. 10 of Dan the Lawnman. Again, you've got 3 NNR drivers sitting up here in the top 3, as well as NNR Chevy. So Chevy just had some kind of an issue. I think he might have just did he just go down pit road? Let me look back one more time. No, Chevy just had some kind of an issue and had to go ahead and back out of the throttle. Still, these guys side by side. When they talk about this race, or if they go back and watch this, they are going to have a ton of options for clips. 43, a little bit of a strong pull there on the outside. I'm sure Dan Lawman's given just a little bit of help. 43 should be able to keep it wound up. 24, can he slide up? No, he can't. 43 still had to check up. Looks like he might have got a little tight right there. 43 into the wall. 37 is going to go on by. 24 now has this lead uncontested. Irenowitz, please refrain from that, chat. Yeah, keep it clean, man. This is an 18 and under stream. All right, as I look on with Monster Mike, again, looks like he's got that fuel light on, so he's going to be coming on down, which means I imagine everybody else will be coming on as well, just like the 32 here of Anarchy Vendetta, bringing that Corvette Parts 32 all the way down pit road, come to the service of his pit crew, grab 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, fill it up with that fuel, and come on out just like you saw the 9 of Hero Bobby do just a moment ago. And just as I mentioned, there's the 14. He's coming on down pit road. Here's the 37 of NNR Chevy, getting ready to pull into his pit stop. And it looks like everybody will have to stop one more time. When they come out with the fuel, they come out with 31 laps. So everybody will have to pit one more time, and try to make the most of it. Do you gamble right when that fuel window opens up? Do you gamble and come on down right then and there? or do you stay out for as long as everybody else is, um, with the kind of green flag feel that the race has had? I'd probably gamble and come in early, right when your fuel window opens up, and see how much time you can make up on the track. That's what I would think, anyway. 48 of Alpha York right here with the 43. Gonna guess something happened with the 43. We saw him make some contact earlier. Right now it shows the 24 is in the lead, and I don't think he's really gonna have too many people anywhere close to too many people close to him. Let's see if we can't find. There's JR Big Dog. So yeah, how we saw a group of 3. Here he is now, all by himself. He's got that 10 of Dan the Lawn Man just a little bit further back. In fact, here is the 10. As you see, the 24 duck on to the apron, go on underneath Chevy, and that put him right back up at first place. A little bit of lag. Hopefully it's not going to be too bad. Right now about 9:30. Haven't quite got close to that 10 o'clock spike yet. Hopefully we can avoid that bump and keep it going. Big Dogs gave a little bit of a shot there to the 47, pushed him up, and he's got one car right behind him. I'm sure there was an apology exchange in the Discord right when that happened. Again, 51 of Fatless Dig. We'll probably see his race get cut short by just a little. Right now they're on lap 80 of 134, so 54 laps remaining. But this guy's got to catch a train to Watkins Glen to race in the East Park race in just a little bit, say a half hour or so. So we won't see the 51 of Fatless Dig finish up this race, but he's been pretty competitive as they rolled along. Here's the 48 of Alpha York, having to really watch himself around that 47. 47 went ahead and put himself up into the wall instead of getting caught up in traffic. So good job by I believe that's Bobby, if I'm not mistaken. Bama, how are you? Good to see you. Bama, this is Turn Down for What Racing. They race on Saturday nights. I broadcast for them every other week. Tonight just happens to be from Chicagoland. Next week they are at Pocono. Definitely not going to want to miss them. 11 of Mike and Ike had some pretty serious damage to his car earlier, just like it looks like the 9 of Bobby does. But it's mostly on the right side, not all over. 47 of Shadow is actually, it wasn't who I thought it was, but Shadow does have a little bit of damage to that machine. When the 24 of JR Big Dogs went on by, 20 of Duct Tape. Got a whole lot of room to himself. Nobody immediately in front of him or behind him. So that means he can really just concentrate on his line, hit his marks, and do everything that he's got to do. Try to work his way on back up. Again, everybody will have to pit one more time, and when is going to be very, very interesting. Whether some people choose to come on down early, grab those tires to make use of that grip, or do they pit a little bit later on when the tank is about empty and see if the caution comes out. But this race, it's got a very green feel. There's only been one caution, and that was actually a manual caution because the game didn't come out even when 4 cars were involved. 10 car Dan the Lawn Man back here behind the 11 of Mike and Ike. But looking ahead from that 10, you see that 24 of JR Big Dogs is getting smaller and smaller. It looks like the 10 does have some width, but again, don't know if that's lag damage from pit road, or if that is actually some issues that old Dan the Lawman is actually having to deal with. Coming on down on the apron, using every bit of it that he can, maybe edging that grass, get the lawn man little dig in there, but God. But yeah, doing all right. I tell you what, I kind of threw a challenge out to JR Big Dogs a couple weeks ago, and I said, man, you're doing very, very well here in turn down for what. What would you think about a little bit more of a challenge for you since you've got 6 or 7 wins on a season here? What would you think about a little bit more of a challenge in NNR? Well, he reached out. Boehner talked to him, got him a ride, and so far in 2 races, he's got 2 wins. So JR Big Dog's doing very, very well in NNR, even with the heightened competition. He's still able to rise to the occasion, and if he can keep clipping off wins and top threes, even though he got a late start on the season, he could still be there at the end of the season when it really matters. Because this year it's not winning you're in NNR. You've got to stay consistent the whole season through, and he's doing a great job. I'm going to guess that the 43 might have gotten a speeding penalty because he finds himself now way back from that 24, where him and the 24 and the 10 were battling it out. You could see the 10 up there, you could see the 24 up there, but he absolutely lost a lot of time. King Mathers has a fast car. He might be able to get back up there. He's got some cars to work with, some cars to draft with. The cars are a little bit slower than him, so he can kind of catch him and pass him almost at ease, just like what he's doing right now with the 11 of Mike and Ike. But there's still some pretty good competition out there. I just saw a car head on into the outside wall. Will that be enough to bring a caution out, or will we actually stay green? We'll have to see. Not sure who that was in the wall. Looking for somebody that might have a lot of damage. So far, I don't see anybody. I'm almost wondering if it actually might have been the 8 of more than a cape. Not 100% sure, but he does have a lot of damage on the front end of this Cat Chevy Camaro. You see the 48 of Alpha York go on by on the bottom line. Happy Saturday to you as well. There is the 9 of Hero Bobby, now all over the back end of this 10 car. I'm going to guess that the 10 probably just worked his way on by this 9 Napa Camaro. It's kind of Jimmy Johnson throwback. So that more than likely with the handling issues that the 9 has had tonight, more than likely he is now 1 or more laps down. And as you can see, you can no longer easily pick out which of those 2 cars going in turns 3 and 4 right now are actually JR Big Dogs. But 37 is Chevy. Right now he just worked his way up into the top 3. 9 moved on up, allowed him to have that bottom line. No competition right there. Just allow him to go and see if he can race it out with the 10 of Dan the Lawn Man for P2 as they go on. 47 is Shadow X, really having some handling issues. All the way down on the grass, across the apron. Not sure if there's a little bit of lag or something else going on with him. Looks like he's going to try to bring it on down pit road to fix up that handling and get ready to go. Now, I'm going to, let me see. They've got, 41 laps remaining, so he can't make it from here. Not quite sure what he's doing or if that's just lag. Thinking Shadow might be having some other issues besides handling, but he'll have to go ahead and figure that out. Talk to old Pop Bear through team comps and see what he wants him to do. But anytime the game takes you off pit road, puts you back out on the grass, you've got some other problems. There is the 10 and the 37 now just about nose to tail. The 24 going into turns 1 and 2 as they finish up the back end of the trioval. Right now, this is a battle for second place. 10 of Dan the Lawman up high, 37 rather of Chevy sitting right there in P number 3. Now, if these guys can stay formed up, I wonder if they can actually move on up and catch that 24. I don't think so, but hey, man, you never know. Next time by when the 10 and 37, look at this, 37 got a little bit of a draft, pulled on down low, got to the inside quarter panel, left rear of the 10 of Dan DeLong, and able to take that spot. Now, in the connection test and qualifying, 37 actually looked really good on the long run, so he could be flexing a little bit of muscle. Chevy right now sitting in P2, Dan DeLong, man, back to P3, P4 right now. Nowhere to be seen on lap 97 of 134, so 37 laps remaining. I mentioned in the last pit stop that these guys can go 31 laps on a full tank. So I'm guessing these guys are all planning to run the tank almost dry, or once they get to about 31 to go, to come on down pit road, fill it up one more time, or do you go beyond just, or slightly beyond your fuel window and make more use of the tires as you get closer and closer to the end of the race? 37, a little tight right there, almost slapped that outside wall, still able to keep it off though. 10 car now right behind him. It looks like these two are able to start to win that 24. Wondered if the 24 might have been thinking about pitting right now, but the 37 rather, again, NNR Chevy absolutely starting to reel in JR Big Dogs, or is JR Big Dogs trying to back it down a little bit? With a faster pace, he's gonna have to burn a little bit more fuel. So is he just trying to save gas? He knows he's got a strong car. Maybe just try to keep it ahead of the 37. 10 still right there with this Camaro, Continental Camaro for NNR Chevy. Yeah, that 24 is absolutely getting bigger and bigger. Let's see if we can actually catch up with the 24 and look back from him. There he is. And actually, it looks like I was looking at was I looking at the wrong car, I wonder? Here's the 24, 43 going on down. Yeah, I was that is not the 24 in the 37's immediate sight. Now I'm going to guess that is the 20 Craftsman car that he's catching up with, not the 24. 24 is just now going into turns 1 and 2. He's got a few more cars around him than what we just saw right there. 24 is going to be able to work on by the 14 of Pop Bear and the 8 car of More Than a Cape. Put a couple more cars, one more lap down, and continue to press on. 11 car Mike and Ike looking pretty stable coming up off the corner. Not too bad. Yes, he has that damage, but it doesn't look like it's forcing his car to be tight from the center off. Again, 47 in shadow. Saw him duck on down pit road just a little bit earlier. Try to minimize the amount of track position that he lost and fix that thing up as quick as possible. I mentioned that 37 who was catching the 24 earlier. Well, it's a 20-something. It's going to be the 20 of Duct Tape 914 with the 10 of Dan the Lawn Man right in his back pocket. They should be able to work on by the 20. Yep, Duct Tape's going to go ahead and give him a whole lot of room, knowing that they are faster. They've run him down from quite a long ways. No need to really press the issue. 37-10 working their way on by. Now the 20 can just try to grab onto these two and keep up with the draft if at all possible, and maybe help them out a little bit later on in the long run. Mentioned Dan the Lawman still behind that 37, pushing him along. I don't know if they're up any time on the 24, but this would be without a doubt the best possible way to race this out. Run a little bit of a draft, see if you can't push and pull each other all the way around this track, especially on the backstretch, and coming through the all the way off of turn 4 and into turns 1 and 2. 8 car of More Than a Cape up high, 18 down low. It looks like 37 is going to go ahead and split them. 10 car a little loose down on that apron, but still able to catch back up with the 37. Now 4 cars nose to tail. Definitely want to thank everybody that's out there for coming out, hanging out, chatting it up, and keeping me company. Normally my partner in crime during the NNR races, you're either talking about the 13, the Lucky Dog, the or normally drives the 13 in NNR or in the Pro League. Lucky Dog 385, and then of course you've got Rick James or Word Burton. So tonight, kind of flying a little solo. 24 is on down pit road right now, and he does have under 30 laps to go. So he played the strategy: let the fuel run out, long green flag, look to the race, grab all four brand new tires, and have better tires throughout the remaining part of the run, and just handle the rest of the race. Looks like the 37 of Chevy might have had some issues getting onto pit road. Looks like he kind of spun it out when he hit the brakes, so he's going to have some time to make up. Not only that, a lot of damage now on the front end of this Cottonelle 37 Camaro. 51 of Fatless Dig. He's got to be thinking about it's getting closer and closer to its clock or so when the East Park race starts from Watkins Glen. So I imagine he's going to be ducking out here pretty soon to go ahead and run that. But we'll have to see. Fatless, if you go back and watch this race, buddy, I definitely wish you a whole lot of luck at that road course. It's going to be interesting. I'll be sure to tune in if it's broadcast with Dohar or whoever, or even if you broadcast it. Who knows? I'll definitely try to catch up with you, man. 11 of Mike and Ike. Looks like he's woeing it up, coming all the way down on the apron rather than coming in a little bit hotter off of turn 4. He's chosen to play it a little bit safer, getting on down to pit road speed so he doesn't incur any kind of a black flag, and he'll make his last adjustments for the race as well. Pop Bear in this 14 peak machine, also on pit road. His last adjustments for the race as well. 18 to Look You're Dead, 29.94. Don't know if he's been on down pit road as of yet. We'll have to see. But right now it's still showing the 24 of JR Big Dogs is your leader. So I think we might have cycled through, or the cars that have come on down pit road were so far behind or a lap or more down to JR, the 37 and the 10, that he's just been able to cycle all the way around and still keep that lead. I would be curious to know where the 43 of King Mathers is. He had some issues earlier. I'm guessing might have been caught with a black flag during that first pit stop because he lost all kinds of time, or he might have made some contact with a wall. Not 100% sure, but King Mathers was very, very strong in the beginning of this race. Right now, not so much. They're having to be a little weary around this 18 car. 18 was just all over that apron, not able to hold on to it. 43 is going to be able to get on by as they race side by side all the way down the backstretch. 43's got the bottom line, the preferred line. He'll be able to go ahead and completely clear the 18 and move on. .48 of Alpha York. Nobody anywhere near him right now that he's got to deal with anybody. Nobody to get a draft off of him, and nobody for him to get a draft off of to try to pull himself up and grab one more spot. Lap 111 of 134, so 23 laps remaining. Everybody just pit should be good to go till the end. Again, on a full tank to get 31 laps. Everybody definitely pit within that time. They should be good to go. But if that caution should come out, man, we'll have to see. Do they come in for tires if you're a little bit further back? Depending on when the caution comes out, if you're the leader, do you give it up and go in for new tires? I would have to say if it's green, white, checkered, your bet is made. You got to go. If it's with 10 to go, you definitely got to pick because tires mean everything. Actually find old JR Big Dogs and run a lap with the guy. As he comes across start stripe, I'll go ahead and hand it on over to the game audio so you can kind of listen along. Here we go. Crank it up. All right, that's a lap all the way around Chicagoland Speedway, courtesy of the 24 of JR Big Dogs, currently your race leader, and definitely a very, very healthy lead. Nobody anywhere close to him. He's had some competition throughout the race in the form of the 10 of Dan the Lawman, the 37 of NNR Chevy, the 43 of King Mathers, but that is about it. Started tonight's race with 15 cars. Right now, looks like all 15 cars are still out there on track. We might have one on pit road, not exactly sure who it is right now, but 24 definitely laying down the law here in the Midwest, not doing too bad. This Exalta Camaro just in the wind and very, very fast. All right, so I was anticipating the 51 of Fatla's Dig having to duck out at some point to meet up with the rest of his eSpark, the rest of the eSpark racing crew that are heading on over to Watkins Glen. Well, there is that 51 parked on pit road, grabbed the helicopter and is on his way up, or over, I should say, to New York State, old Watkins Glen. Probably one of the best road courses on the game. Definitely, I have a lot of fun there. .32 of Anarchy Vendetta right behind the 8 of More Than a Cape. Cape able to come on down, squeeze the 32 down, having to make him check up just a little bit. Looks like Cape was able to fix up some of that damage, but still the hood on that 8 Caterpillar Dodge can use a backhoe to pull that hood out. Maybe kind of pound it out just a little bit, but still all the same, Cape and 32 of Anarchy having a pretty good race between themselves. Cape again cutting off the front end of that 32 all the way down to the apron and up high, getting a great arc into turn 1 and 2, all the way down to the line. 32 right in higher tracks. All this happening behind the 9 of Hero Bobby and the 24 of JR Big Dogs. Big Dogs still in the lead. Right now they are on lap 118 of 134. Kind of a close call right there with the 18. Just about missed him, but we're no issue. We're staying green. Here is that 10 of Dan the Lawman, 14 of NNR Pop Bear right in his back pocket. Across the line right there. 119 of 134. So 30. What am I thinking? Yeah, right. I can't. Oh man, it has been a long night, ladies and gents. Can you tell? But yeah, 15 laps remaining. Now 14 to go. Getting ready to invite our top 3 into the booth, and just another baker's dozen or so left in this race. Again, these guys will be at Pocono next week. You're definitely not going to want to miss it. Chevy broadcast for them. Alpha York normally broadcast. This is all their POV stream. I will not be here next week, but definitely glad that I could pick them up this week. Whole lot of fun, as always. .48 of Alpha York to the outside of Anarchy Vendetta. Looks like they've got not quite sure who that is behind him. 48 is definitely going to have the better angle in. 32 had to check up. That way when he's able to get back on the gas, he can. But looks like Alpha York definitely catching a big pull off the back of the 8 of Cape. And he's going to be able to catch the 9 of Hero Bobby as well. And grab man, it could be another spot. Not 100% sure, as the 37 came across the start stripe that time. 13 laps remaining. So I mentioned a baker's dozen or so before. Now we've got a true baker's dozen, and not looking too bad at all. You just saw the 48 of Alpha York get on by the 9 of Hero Bobby. Well, now Bobby's got the 8 car of Cape to his outside. Anarchy Vendetta still right there in the draft. A little bit of a push there. 8 car might have just slightly tagged that white line and forced him up. Bobby able to hold on to the car. No, 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 caution, way to keep it going. Good job, Bobby. Now 47 of Shadow X 1968. He's going to pull on over, allow the 24 of JR Big Dogs to work his way on by. Next car that JR Big Dogs has to worry about is the 18. 18 was a bit loose earlier. Right now he was holding the high line all the way through 3 and 4. He's got to see that 24 coming. Know that he is the leader. He knows that he's got a fast car. 24 going to pinch that 18 down and get on by. He's lucky right there. The 18's been loose. He's lucky he didn't come on up and get into him. Ten more laps. Oh, yeah, 9 more laps remaining here from Chicagoland Speedway. Again, these guys, this is turned down for what racing? They don't race stages. They go green, barring any cautions right from the start. And, yeah, they run it flat out. There's no, other than game cautions or maybe the occasional audible from Pop Bear, these guys running out from the very, very start. They did a pretty good job tonight. Only had that one caution. Other than that, they've been green all the way through. 48 of Alpha York catching up to the back end of that 18. So now we just saw the 24 of J Big Dogs battle out with this 18 car. Kind of makes me wonder if the 48 here is running in P2. A little bit of contact between those two. I'm guessing either the 18 had an issue and it made the 48 check up, or something happened. Well, we just saw the 48 just flat run into the back end of that 18 Skittles Camry. I'm going to guess that Alpha York meant to pull down low and just did it at a too late of a time. Just kind of the draft got the better of them, and that's kind of what happened. 32 of Anarchy Vendetta looking a little loose off the corner. We are getting further and further into this green flag run, but overall not doing too bad. That's one thing you got to think about with a lot of leagues, especially one where you've got some pretty good guys in it. If it goes green, is my car going to be stable? Well, some people can answer yes, others not so much. They go for a whole lot of raw speed right at the beginning with a medium to high preset, and then later on in the run, as the tires get worn, the fuel load burns off, the cars get lighter. And yes, that is a real thing. These cars do get lighter. In fact, next time you're watching a race getting ready to start, like if Chevy's broadcasting or Alpha York or Bain or any of those guys, pull up their stream while getting ready to qualify. You'll sit there and you'll actually see them rev the engines just a little bit. And what they're doing is they're burning fuel. So when it gets time for them to take their laps, their car is just a little bit lighter rather. But they've still got those 4 sticker tires on that they can turn some monster laps. Not quite sure what that was. The 18 and it almost seemed like the 18 waited on the 11, and if that brings out the caution, Pop Bear's not going to be too happy. And yes, it did. Yeah, he will definitely have to go back and look at that. Definitely see, man. I try to stay as unbiased as possible, but that looked like it might have been a little bit of payback from something. Yeah, Rocky, you saw that too, huh? All right, so now the 24 is definitely going to have his hands full. He's got the 37 of Chevy up there. He's got the 10 of Dan the Lawn Man. He's got the 20 up there. He's got Cape up there. What is this 24 of JR Big Dogs going to do once Alpha York or NNR Chevy comes across the line? It looks like this will be a green-white checker, ladies and gents. So the 10 has been very, very fast on the get-go. 24 has typically had to allow his car to come in. 37 and a 10 worked very, very well earlier. 37 now right behind that 24 all over him. 10 car should have a pretty good line, though. He should be able to pick up 2 from the 37. 37 is going to drop back. 20 is going to be able to get on by as well. JR Big Dogs has that Camaro in the win. 10 car in that Mustang right behind him. There's that 20 Toyota Camry right now sitting in P3. So as old Rick James loves to do is talk about the parity or the difference in the manufacturers anytime they are like they're at right now. 24 down through turns 3 and 4. Coming to the line, 10 car of Dan the Lawman right with him. 37 of Chevy right there in P3. 24 all the way down low to a block. And for the win, it's going to be the 24, 10 of Dan the Lawman, 37 of NNR Chevy, and the 48 of Alpha York to come out your P number 4. And man, what a great I'm sorry, nope. Yeah, JR Big Dogs, Dan the Lawman, NNR Chevy. Alpha York's a little bit further back and a lap down. So it's actually going to be Anarchy Vendetta in P number 4. And Papa Bear bringing his 14 thing home in P number 5. Great run by that 14. Good job, Papa Bear. All right, so we're going to go ahead and back out of this. We don't want to go on to the next race. Go ahead and bring this all the way back. There we go. All right. So definitely appreciate everybody for coming out, hanging out, chatting it up, keeping me company. Yotes King, Bamatrama, Rock NASCAR, Rangers, Gary from Canada, everybody that came out, whether you said something or not, thank you very much. Definitely appreciate it. We're going to take just a quick second here to allow these guys to finish up their cool-down laps, come on into the booth, and we will be right back. All right, guys, we are back. Thank you very much for being patient while everybody kind of filed on in. We're going to start off with our third place finisher, driver of the 37 Cottonelle Camaro, NNR Chevy. First off, buddy, thank you very much for allowing me to kind of ride along with you all night long, keep up with the laps and fuel and whatnot. Definitely seemed like you had a pretty good car for the most part. Definitely saw you and Dan the Longman working together for a good while, trying to make up time on that 24. But Man, on new tires, it seemed like you guys were pretty even. Just at the end after that late caution, there was just nothing doing right there, man. Walk us through your car. It seemed pretty stable, both on the short run and the long run. Walk us through your race, please.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good car all night. It had plenty of speed. I uh I just big shout out to Big Dogs, man. You just dominated. And
Appreciate it.
Dan, it was good racing with you, man. You were quick, and it seemed like your long run speed. I was just a little bit quicker and had a little bit better handling, but that top three, top five, honestly, all them guys were running good tonight, and I was just thankful to be up there in the fight at the end. I don't know what happened on that last caution, but it gave me a chance to come after him, and I think I pushed a little bit too hard, and I just scraped the wall going into three on that restart. I was trying to get on the outside of him because my car could hook and hang on the outside on those restarts, but I just didn't have anything at the end for him.
Well, man, still one hell of a race. It was actually fun to keep up with you. Saw a little bit of an issue going into the pits on that last stop. It looks like you might have got a little loose under brake. You don't have to go into too many details, but man,
It was operator
either way, buddy, great comeback, good finish. Um, whatever that was, it didn't define your night. Way to come on back, great finish. Any shout outs, bud?
Yeah, I just want to thank Papa Bear and thank you for broadcasting and everything, man. And it was fun. I had a great time.
Well, there you go. On to Pocono next week. Good luck there, buddy.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Dan the Lawn Man. Dan, buddy, that 10 Smithfield Mustang was pretty bad fast all night. Saw a couple mistakes where you tagged the wall just a little bit, or it might have just been one of those my screen kind of things. I'll give you the benefit of the option or benefit of the doubt rather. But man, you definitely we're in the top five all night long. Didn't see very many issues out of you. You were also very, very fast. Were you one of the ones on a little bit higher of a preset and kind of dialed back on the tire pressure, dialed back on the wedge a little bit, or did you just start a little bit lower and free it up as the race went?
Yeah, I kind of gambled and went a little higher on the preset tonight than I usually would, but it was overall a good night. JR just walked the dog on it, so congrats to him. He made us look bad at the end, but it was a great race, man. I really enjoyed it. It was fast. Got a little lackadaisical when he started to pull away from us. I mean, into a 10-second gap. So it was really just logging laps there on my own little island. But yeah, it was a great race, man.
Yeah, not too bad. All in all, just about 15 or 16 cars on track. At the end of it, the cream, rise to the top, and you're able to pull away and come away with a great finish. I did see where you and the 37 of Chevy were. It looked like you were trying to work together a little bit as Big Dogs was able to pull away, and it just seemed like that 24 got smaller and smaller, either in your windshield or in the 37, depending on who was up front. Was that the case, or were you really just trying to battle it out and see who's gonna be able to get on by it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, the 37 caught me, and he run me down from 1.7 seconds. Took a long time, but when he got there, I kind of let him go and then tried to push on him for a little bit. But yeah, man, I got the pole tonight, Pete. That's
Yes,
the
you
best
did.
qualifying effort I ever had in my life. So I'll take that as a win tonight.
Yeah, you got the pole, and it was kind of weird. I was thinking 24 is going to have the pole and is going to be able to go on and whatnot, but no, I pull it up, and there you were. You had that Smithfield Ford Mustang on the front row. You were the control car. Shortly after, it seemed like something happened. You dropped back a little bit, but irregardless, throughout the night, throughout the race, on track, made up many positions. did everything you do getting in, coming out of pit road. Congratulations one more time, Dan. Looking forward to seeing you again at Kansas on Thursday night with NNR. Congratulations one more time, P2. Any shout outs there, bud?
Oh yeah, shout out to all the boys. Stout, J. Paul, J. Quinn, Aviator, Boehner, Rose, all of them, man, all of them that make me fast and more. I know I'll leave someone out, so I'll just stop right there. Racing with those boys will make you fast, man. So, yeah, I appreciate all of them. Appreciate what you do, Pete. JR, you just whooped me. So, congratulations. Uh, you're really good at Chicago, brother.
I appreciate it. Good run.
And then, of course, last but not least, don't need to interview JR Big Dogs. We all know he won the race. No, I'm just kidding. JR, I tell you what, that Exalta Camaro was, if it wasn't in first, it was in second or third. You never ever lost sight of that P1 spot. Never, I don't think you ever fell back further than third, except for maybe during green flag, pit stops or something like that. What was your secret, or what? I mean, this is like your eighth win of the season, something like that. It's definitely up there, very very close. It seems like you've got a handle on what you need week in and week out, whether it's a short track, road course, cookie cutter, super speedway, whatever it is you need. It seems like you're able to get that Camaro dialed in. Walk us through how you prepare for your races, whether it's here and turn down for what, or you're 2 for 2 now in the NNR Xfinity Series on Wednesday night when they take to the track right about 8:30. What is your preparation for these races?
Just practice, man. I just log in the laps, put in the time, and definitely pays off.
Well, if they say if practice makes perfect, you are very, very close to it, man. Congratulations on yet another win. When it all comes down to the chase, I haven't gone that far. I think your championship race is Texas, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly from looking at the website earlier. But man, you've got to be a favorite going in. Not quite sure who your competition's going to be, but either way, man, you got Pocono next week. Good luck there. Whether I'm streaming or not, I'll definitely be looking on to either through Alpha York's POV or Chevy or whoever there is. Congrats one more time. Max points for JR Big Dogs. You're the man, buddy.
I appreciate it, Pete. Appreciate you coming aboard and streaming. Appreciate Papa putting us all together. Shout out to JP for the practice today. All them guys, Wicked Speed, NNR, Papa's League, RSR. There's a lot of fast guys out there. I just try to keep up, try to put the laps in, and come in and show out.
Well, you did it one more time. Congratulations again, JR Big Dogs. You're working towards and getting closer and closer to double-digit wins on the season. That's not an easy thing to do anywhere you go. That's a lot of time, a lot of preparation, different tracks to get used to. Again, man, congrats.
I appreciate it, Pete. Thank you, buddy.
You got it. Papa Bear, one hell of a race around the Windy City. Nobody really came to the booth to share this deep dish with me, but it was overall pretty good race.
Yes, it was a good race. I want to thank Chevy for his third place, Dan the Lawn Man for coming in and got pole, second place, and then our man JR, seventh win on the season. That's awesome.
I appreciate it, Papa. Thanks for all you do, buddy. Really means a lot.
I thank everybody for coming out and Pete for putting on and all the NNR guys that stepped up and came up and raced with us. It's turned out to be an awesome league.
There you go. Bigger and better all the time. And Papa Bear, you do it right. No doubt about that. Congratulations one more time on a pretty good race from Chicago. And not to mention, buddy, you're top 5 as well. Congratulations there. One hell of a run. Um, Everybody, that's going to be it for tonight for me. I'm probably going to stick around, maybe turn a few laps, public lobbies, do whatever, maybe a little bit of golf, a little bit of tanks. I don't know right now anyway. All I know is it's Saturday night. I've got nothing to do tomorrow, and I'm probably going to stick around for a little bit. But I will be back tomorrow afternoon, just about 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock rather, from Auto Club with the one and only Shadow Racing League, headed up by Unforgotten Shadow. A very, very short 9-week season, but at the end, the overall series points leader will receive 2 tickets to Daytona International Speedway, where I'll actually he was actually nice enough to offer me a pair as well. So me and my wife will take the nine-hour trip on down. I'll get to meet up with the one and only Papa Bear and Unforgotten Shadow, as well as that series season or short season champion. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. Monday night, I got nothing. That is my, they say that the Lord created heaven and earth in 6 days and took the seventh day to rest. Well, Monday is my day to rest before I go back to work on Tuesday. Tuesday night, 9:30 Eastern, the NNR Truck Series. They're going to take to Kansas. Wednesday, the Xfinity. Thursday, the Cup guys. And then we're already looking forward to the weekend after that. Man, it's gonna be a great time. Until tomorrow afternoon, definitely wish everybody good luck, good health. Stay safe, stay healthy, wear your mask, stay away from those big old groups, so we can all get down to Daytona safely and not having anything to worry about. I will catch y'all somewhere around the track or the next race. Later, everybody.